Hey guys, today in this video we are going to see how we can rig Unreal Engine Manny using Zoo Tools. So let's bring in Manny to our viewport. I'll drag and drop Manny simple. Here we have the Manny. Now we can click over here Hive AutoRigger, and then we can click on Hive AutoRigger. Then here we have some templates. So we can double click on Zoo Official. Then here we can click on Human. Here we have Unreal Engine 5 Mannequin template. So once we click that, you can see here we have all the namings. So if you want, you can change the namings. And here you can see how the guides have been placed exactly on where the Manny bones are. Even you can see the twist joints are placed. So if there are some guides that you don't want, you can always delete them. So for example, Manny does not have any facial rigs. So we can go over here. We can click on the image, and then we can click over here. Then you can see this has been deleted. Then we can go on to the head sections and we'll click over here. So now we'll see how the controls might look on this rig. So this is how the controls will look. So the next step, you can go and click on the skeleton. So when you are doing rigging manually, this tab is important so that you can come to this tab and use the skinning joints to skin the model. Then we can click over here to pre-rig. So pre-rig will create all the controllers. So now if you see here, the Zoo Tools controls and bones are not parented with the Manny bones. So for that, we'll go to the modeling. We'll go to the modeling toolbox. Then here we have Zoo Rename. Then here we can just click on the root, and here we'll just click on this icon, so it will expand for more settings. So here we'll say select hierarchy, so that when we select just this, we can select everything over the renaming tool. So here on the namespace, we'll add X. Then we'll click on this. So this will show you what this button will do. So you can just click over here and you can see the namespace has been changed. Let's move on to the next step. We'll click on this animation tools. Then here we have match and bake anim. So this tool you can use to match, constrain the joints, and as well as for mocap animations. So for this video, I'm going to just show how we can constrain the joints which we got from Zoo Tools to Unreal Engine's Manny. So here we'll click on scale constraint and auto right side. Then we'll go to source rename options. Then here we have the namespace. Here we'll type X and what the name we have on the namespace. Then here, as we are using Unreal Engine bones, we'll type the right and left according to what Unreal Engine provides. And here we'll keep the preset to Unreal Engine 5 joints, and here also we'll keep the preset for Unreal Engine 5 joints. So here, as you see, we have got all the joints over here. So we'll go to all rows and we'll click here and we'll click to parent. Once this is done, we'll click on constraint. So now if we try to move our Manny rig, you can see the bones are constrained. So here in this list, what we don't have is the IK joints. so we'll add that manually. So let's check. Here if you move, we can see the root, the foot root, the root and the IK joints are not constrained to zoo bones. We'll keep this back here. Now we'll double click on this, we'll copy, we'll go over here and then we'll double click here, we'll paste and double click here, paste. The same thing we are going to repeat for the other bones. Here we'll click on orient, then we'll click on parent once again, so that we can change this orient to parent. Now we can click on constraint. Now here you can see this has been constrained. Now you can check. Let's move on to the next step. So let's see some additional features. So here we have manual digging tools. We can click over here and then we can click on transfer skin and we can click on transfer joint weights. So before this, we'll just click on the root here. We'll go to the modeling section and zoo rename and zoo renamer. Here we'll click on the hierarchy. Then we have the namespace. We'll mention this as Y. Then we'll click on replace. So let's get back to transfer joint weights. And here we'll click on auto right side. And here we'll click on source rename options. This is our source, which will be Y, as we have kept the namespace Y. We'll rename this as well. Our target source will be X. Then we can select the skeleton. Now we can click over here, transfer, replace skin weights. Now we'll try moving the controls and you can see the skinning has been transferred. Then if you want to export this, you can also always remove the namespace, because if you want this to be transferred inside of Unreal Engine, then you might have to keep the root bones. Then you have to keep the root bones separate and you have to remove this namespace as well. If you want to export this, you can click over here and then here we have Hive Export FBX. Here you can click on single FBX export and click what you want to export, and these are the options. Then these are the things you can. Then here are some channel boxes you can. So here are some channel boxes. Whatever you want you can keep and rest you can uncheck. And using this you can just click on export Hive rig as FBX. So I'll just give you a demonstration how we can use Zoo Tools Hive rig. So here you can see we have a lot over here. So for that we have to right click on the controller and click here to polish. You can as well as go to Zoo Tools Hive AutoRigger, and here you can click Polish Rig. So once you do that, you can see your rig is being cleaned up. So now if you click on any controller, you will get all these sliders. So if you want to change IKFK, so you can click on the shoulder controller, you can click on the elbow controller, even you can click on the wrist controller. So this is very comfortable for the animators. So here if you click, and you can change IK to FK. So now if you have changed your position in FK mode, and now you want to change from FK to IK, you can see the rig is going to a default position. So for that, what we can do is we can just click on the control, any of the hand control, then right click, then here we have IK FK match, then you can click on IK current frame. Then you can see here on the current frame we now have IK handles. So now if you try to rotate this, you can see the elbow is also moving, but if you just want this part to move, so you can click on the IK control, then right click, go to 4 vector space, either you can go to world or parent. So for this I'll go to parent and then current frame. So now when you will rotate, you can see we no longer have that feature. So here you can see only the wrist, and this part of the elbow is twisting. If you want that feature back, you can click right click, 4 vector space, IK control, current frame. So this is how you can use Zoo Tools to add controllers for Unreal Engine's Manny inside of Maya.